Hi, everybody. As promised, on my site, there is all the meditation and study and the pray of the deeper meaning of Kabbalah when it's come to Passover. But what do you do when you want the simple explanation so you can basically practice at home, at least step by step? And that's what we're going to do tonight. I'm going to take you in a level of beginner, layman if you want, and that will help you to understand what you're doing this Passover. So the best way to start is like Rabbi Isaac Luria started. Why Egypt? Why Pharaoh? And I need to tell you the story first. Basically, prior to the story of Egypt, we have the story of Joseph being sold to slavery to the Egyptian, or to Ishmaelim, and then Egyptian. He stayed there, he go to prison, then he come out, become the second in command to Pharaoh, control the whole money in the world. When Joseph died, his brother and his father went down there, multiplied to be the nation of Israel as we know it. And Pharaoh flipped his mind and decided he need them to become the slave. What type of slave? Basically, using them as a vehicle to draw the blessing of sustenance, love, health into himself and his people. The name of Pharaoh represents something spiritual. It's called Oref. Oref means the neck. And Mitzrayim, Egypt, mean narrow. What does that mean? It means that the body of a human being has the head, neck, and the body. Okay, very simple. The neck is the bridge to the head. The head is the awareness, the consciousness, the abundance, where the body is the manifestation. What is the neck then? The bridge. Pharaoh in Egypt represent that bridge that they want to capture the abundance, not to go down all the way to this world, to this physical world, and he want to enjoy it himself, so nobody else will receive it. And of course, the miracle of Passover, that we were able to get out of that control, and that's what we're celebrating. We're celebrating the ability to get out of that hand of Pharaoh of Egypt. But it's not just the physical Pharaoh that we're talking about from the story point of view, or Egypt. We're talking about energy that holding us back, whatever it is, anger or addiction or whatever it is, not allowing us to enjoy our life as we know it. So every year we have an opportunity to get out of Egypt. Every person has their own Egypt. Every person has their own Pharaoh. Pharaoh is your evil inclination. That's what Pharaoh is with the inner demons that not allowing you to be what you can be. It's what taking away from you your potential. Egypt is a place, is an environment, is what type of people you're hanging with. Who is your friend? Who are the people you partner with? This is who influence you to be a victim mentality. Who is affecting your mind that you're not taking responsibility for anything. So that part is Egypt and Pharaoh. And our mission every year on Passover to use a secret weapon, which called the Seder. Seder mean order. And with the Seder, we're getting a chance by using the act, the words, and the meditation to get out of Egypt every year. And I will take you step by step, and hopefully you can follow with me, and you have it also on the screen, hopefully, so you can follow step by step and understand what we're doing. So that's the story, that's the meaning of the story. So that's supposed to be very simple. Anyhow, when the night of the Seder comes, we are dealing with a plate. It's called the Seder plate. The Seder plate in Hebrew called Ke'ara. And we know that in Kabbalah, the number has a lot of meaning. Kuf stands for 100, Ein stands for 70, Resh, from the word ke'ara, it's 200, and A is 5. What do you get there? 100 plus 300 is 375, right? Very good. I see that you calculated very well. We're using 10 items, and we're using 10 items, and together 10 items with 365, you got 375, meaning those 10 items we're using, controlling the 365 days of the year from a quality point of view, not quantity. How long a person going to live is on Rosh Hashanah. The quality of life is Passover. As we experience right now a virus, that means not enough people did the right Kabbalah, the right meditation last Passover. And that's why we experienced that. I'm not here to blame or pointing finger. I'm talking about all of us. Because Passover can take care of the quality of your life. That's why it's called Seder, Seder, to put in order. So the ke'ara, the plate is basically 6 places to put different items. And those 6 items that you put, together with the 3 matzot, it's 9, together with the plate itself, is 10. And each one of them represent basically the 10 Sefirot, where the matzot, from Sefirot point of view, is Keter, Chochmah, Binah. The 6 item is Eranpin, the 6 Sefirot, and the Ke'ara, the plate, is Malchut. I'm not going to go into details now, as I promised, it will be simple, and that's my mission. How many action there is in the Haggadah? You have 15 action exactly. Why 15? 15 stand for Yud and Hey. Yud represent in Kabbalah Chochmah, Hey represent Binah. Very simple. Where the Chochmah represent in the night of the Seder by the matzah, and the Binah represent by the wine. This is what's going on. So how we managed to get out of Egypt? There is stages. There is basically stages. When a baby born, is a baby. Right, very simple. Baby born, day old. Basically, the growth of a human being is coming in 4 stages. And this 4 stages is when the baby is small, then he mature a little bit. When he mature a little bit, we're talking about till age 13 or 12. And from age 13 till 20, he mature again, but he's still young, he's still small. And then from 20 up, he become a man or a woman, and they grow up to be to the full potential of who they are. So 4 category of growth, 4 category of stages that we go from the smallest to the biggest. Why am I mentioning this to you? Because you might see on the bottom of what I'm sending you, you're going to see Katnut, Gadlut. Katnut stands for small, Gadlut stands for big. When you have Katnut A, meaning very young age, just born. When I say Katnut B, that's mean from 13 and up. When I say Gadlut A, meaning greatness A, that's from mature a little bit till age 13. When I say Gadlut B, I'm talking about 20 and up. But you don't have to memorize it. Those of you who want to go deeper into it are more than welcome to watch the video I did just for people who want to go deep into the Passover explanation. So what do? Now we're going stage by stage, and hopefully I can direct you in the best way that you're expecting me to. Once you're coming home, basically the plate already has to be ready. If you have men in the house, better the men to do it. It will be wise of the men to arrange the plate in the same order. That if you need help with the order, please send us text and we will help you with that. It's pictures, it's everywhere. We're doing it Nusach Ha'ari, meaning the same style as Rabbi Isaac Luria. Now, you set up the plate a little bit before sunset. You set up the plate. You choose 3 matzah that you have to set as well. Make sure if you can afford, buy a nice plate that look beautiful. It's also important. And you get ready to start your Seder. And before you start, of course, you're looking at everybody. If you have a family, make sure everybody's tuned in, everybody has agada, everybody's ready to go. And remember that the first step is called Kadesh. Kadesh. What is Kadesh exactly? What is Kadesh? Come from the word Kiddush. You're basically holding the cup of wine. And by you holding the cup of wine, you are starting the first stage. Remember, it will be 15 stages in the entire Passover. You need to know what is going on more from a simple point of view. Now, it would be good and wise idea that the cup will be from silver. If you cannot afford silver, then glass. Cannot afford glass, then plastic is okay. And basically, you're not filling the wine for yourself. Somebody is filling the wine for you. Why? Because Passover is about giving and sharing. You want to ignite. You want to awake that energy of being kind and being more generous, specifically in the right column energy that is Passover, so you will have more of that energy of sharing. Quite important. And you're holding the cup. Remember, every finger has a meaning when you're holding the cup, so I'm not going to go into it. This is already in your books or in the other video I did. The wine has meaning, the cup has meaning, everything has a meaning. But for you, Kadesh, what do you want to think about? Before you're starting, you have to feel that you just plant the seed. And when you plant the seed in the ground, the seed has to disintegrate so you can create something new. If you're not thinking it, you didn't give a chance for a new year to happen. So you have to remember, when you're holding the cup, is again, not too much meditation. Just look at the people around you. Everybody holding their own cup. Women, men, children, everybody holding a glass of wine. And remember that the wine brings all the energy into the cup. You have to meditate within this cup. You control the entire Seder to come. So it's a quite important cup, whatever you do there. Say the blessing. And before you drink the wine, there's a special blessing that happened to be on Passover and all holidays. It's called Shehecheyanu. Basically, you say, thank God that I arrived to this moment. You appreciate, you have gratitude. But it's more than that. Remember that we talk about Egypt and Pharaoh, that they're holding the neck, they don't let the abundance to come down. Why are we attending that lifestyle? Simple, because we are getting benefit. Which means maybe Pharaoh and Egypt taking the light to them, but they're giving us too. So we are using our Ze'eranpin, we're using our channel to receive energy which is unpure from Pharaoh and Mitzrayim. That's why we were slave there for 210 years or 400 years if you wish. We couldn't get out. We were addicted to this specific lifestyle. And we want to find out how we can get out of there. And for that reason, when we say Shehecheyanu, you are basically unplug the old channel. Remember, we put the seed into the ground to integrate. The last year is gone, and we're giving a chance for the new year to happen. You gotta think about it while you are holding the cup of wine. You can close your eyes for a minute or two. Meditate on that. So when you say Shehecheyanu, you're basically saying, okay, I no longer need the pipe from last year because it didn't work out. Now, that's it. I'm channeling a new light, a new channel, and I don't want to receive it from Pharaoh. I don't receive it from my addiction, from my anger, from my jealousy. I want to receive the direct energy from above. And then you sit, you drink the wine, and you lean to the left. When you lean to the left, you cannot look worried. You cannot look sad. You have to look very happy. Why? At that night, you become kings and queen. So kings and queen have to be basically sitting relaxed. So you lean to the left like me, and you enjoy yourself. Your face have to be filled with joy. If you didn't lean to the left, I'm sorry for that bad news. You have to pour wine, or somebody pour wine again to you, you have to do it again. So leaning to the left is a must. You must lean to the left. The Moroccan or the Sephardic culture in the old days used to have a bench to each person. Nowadays we cannot do it and they used to have a bench, and people put their feet already like a king and put pillows and almost half asleep while they're doing it. Well, nowadays we have chair, which is good enough. Anyway, you drink. How much you drink? It's good to drink all the cup. If you have a regular Kiddush cup, that's half the cup. But because you can't stop, you cannot zip on the wine, you gotta drink the wine straight to show that you are full of desire and interested in that energy. Remember, the wine brings you the energy from Bina, Ima, mother. Matzah brings you the energy of Chokhmah. Great. The next stage is called Urchat. We're washing our hand. Washing our hand. No blessing, by the way. There is no blessing there, but there is meditation. When you wash your hand, you have to meditate that the water you're washing the hand with is the original water that God created. Can you imagine? You're washing your hand with the original water that God created in the Garden of Eden. What are you washing? You're washing all your judgment, all your enemy, all your problem, all the disease. And when you are washing your hand, you are basically remove the blockage that blocking you from receiving the light that you meant to receive when you did Kadesh, when you did the blessing over the wine. Karpas, third stage. Karpas, as you can see in the bottom of Karpas, I say Katnut. You know, it seems weird. We start with Gadlut, meaning we start with the baby instead of starting stages. Are we going up? There is no stages in the Seder. First, we start with greatness because we're fighting Egypt and Pharaoh, which I think those energy, my evil inclination and my environment will not allow me to be myself. If I try to start to fight with them and win when I'm a baby, I have no chance. I'm too little. But my potential in 21 years later, I have great potential. So what I do, I borrow my potential now and use it in Kadesh right away. And when I come to Karpas, they're no longer there, Egypt and Pharaoh, so I can be small again. So what is Karpas? Basically, we take in the leaves of the celery. Some people use parsley. The best is to take the roots of celery, and on the top there is leaves. I don't know if you can find it. That's the best one to have. You don't want to take a big piece, maybe one leaf, very, very small amount. Why? Because it's all judgment. All of it is judgment. You're allowed to deal with judgment because after you wash your hand and after also you did the wine, then you can handle judgment. And what you're doing here, it's called Karpas. And in that part, you understand that you are basically, I mean, no, not by coincidence, it's 5 times chesed in Gematria, meaning that you remove your judgment into mercy. That's what you want to do. Stage number 4, remember those 3 matzot that you put? You have to put 3 complete matzot, one on top of another, and never change the order. I said, never change the order. Yachatz, one of my favorite part of the Seder, you are taking one matzah in the middle, the matzah in the middle, and you break it to 2. One piece has to be bigger than the other piece. So one piece is small and the other piece is big. The small piece you use later to eat from it. The big piece you cover with the napkin and you make sure nobody is touching it. That will be later used for the afikoman. The small piece is later will be used for the amotzi. So again, the small piece is the dalet, the big piece is vav. You don't have to memorize that right now. Each one of them is a universe by itself. Do not look at it like you separate them. Look at it like you're creating from 1, 2. That's what Rav Ashlag writes. Usually the head table is doing it. If the head table allowed everybody else to do it, it's okay. In my house, I'm allowed my 2 sons to do the same thing as me. So they're doing it and I'm doing it. It's not a problem. But you have to ask permission from the head table if you decide to do such a thing. Again, when you separate the matzot, when you create two entities, two forces, you have to remember that you create two Messiah. One Messiah is the Messiah of Joseph. One Messiah is the Messiah of King David. We need both of them. Right after that, we have Magid. Magid is stage 5. What is Magid? You basically read the Haggadah. Most people get bored here because it is boring. You keep reading and reading whatever it is in Hebrew or in English. It's quite boring. There's nothing going on. I mean, L'Shem Yichud, and you read, you start with Al Lachma Aniyah. This is a poor man bread. That's how you started. So what is Magid? The holiday called Pesach. Pesach can be translated in two ways. One way, the mouth that talk. Second way, Pasach, meaning skip over. Because the angel of death skipped over the house of the Israelite and they didn't die. Pesach, because the mouth that talk. So this part is quite important. And where do I learn it? From Rav Ashlag. I just discovered it today. In the middle of a study with my children, I decided to look in the bottom and I saw Rav Ashlag commentary on the Ari. It was fascinating. And he write like this. When you are doing Magid, you bringing Sach. Sach is the same numerology value as Chaim, meaning life, into Po. Po meaning you, wherever you are. And Po also is 85, which is Malchut, those of you who know. Milah, Pe, Po. So you're bringing all the Chaim, all the livelihood into area which seem physicality that it's missing livelihood. So just think about it before you read. Please read it slowly and understand that what you're doing. Those of you who want to do in the middle of Magid, you take the small part of the middle matzah and you show it to everybody and you say that's a poor man bread. Ah, lachma aniyah. That's what you say. Why do we call the small piece a poor man bread? Because the letter is dalet, and dalet in Hebrew is dala ve'aniyah. Then if there is young kids, you say, Ma nishtana. In Magid, you sing, Ma nishtana layla ze. Meaning, what is the difference within this night and other night? Why? Because normally the night, from a spiritual point of view, it starts from small stage and it's going to a greater stage. Tonight, it starts with a great stage, then small, then great. There's no order. It doesn't go like symphony by order. It's go out of order, almost like jazz. You know, it's totally out of order. So it doesn't make sense, but that was the only way to get the Israelite and out of Egypt. Then in the middle of Magid, we will have the four people, what they say, the wise, the wicked, the naive, or the simple, and the one who doesn't know how to ask. So of course, when you get to the wise one, we have those four categories within us. We have the wise. We are very wise people. We know what to do. We know what to do. We have the wicked. Okay? What is the wicked? What makes us wicked? That we don't even want to know the answer. That's when a person starts to become wicked. What is the simple or the naive one? Is a person who's just being nice, but he doesn't do anything about it. And then we have basically the one who doesn't even know how to ask. And there is within us something that is immature yet. What is the answer for the immature, for the last one? At ptachlo. You shall open the door for him. What is mean at ptachlo? You have to give yourself a chance to grow. You have to give yourself from within to grow, to recognize the chacham within you. Because all of us chachamim, all of us are righteous. We just cover sometimes by wicked, sometimes by simple, and sometimes by the one who doesn't know how to ask questions. But the true we're righteous. We just cover by the wrong layers of klipot. Then in the middle of Magid, as you go ahead, there is something called dam ve'esh ve'tibrol adashan. You basically take with your finger, some say with the pinky. Second opinion is the actual cup. You pour a little wine and you make sure that the wine cup will be in a bowl. So you tip 3 times of wine when you get rid of basically negative influence on our physical universe. Couldn't be a better time than now. And then you're coming to the plagues. When you're getting to the plague, what are you doing with those plagues? Ze'er Anpin, our pipe of energy, our influence of abundance is being blocked because of our doing. We need to open it. You know, when the plumber comes to fix plumbing in your house, first thing you need to clean, and then he can put a new pipe. Same thing. Those 10 plagues are come to clean the pipe, the Ze'er Anpin. So it goes stage by stage to remove the klipot until the last one, what we call Makat Bechorot. So it will reveal the new pipe that the plumber, the creator, want to give you. So you have to remember that. Once you understand that, you know, then unbelievable. And once you do that, at that moment that you're going to feel it physically, you did that part, then you right away allowed to put a new pipe, a new Ze'er Anpin, and the lights start to affecting you. When the lights start to come to you, you're jumping into a song that's called Dayenu. Dayenu means, if I just have that, that should be enough. So this is you show gratitude. Normally, after we receive something, we no longer have appreciation. In the middle of the Haggadah, you're going to see it. You revealed again the part of the matzah in the middle matzah. And you say, matzah zu sha'anu uchlim. This matzah that we are about to eat. You mentioned that as well. Okay. So the second cup is before you wash your hand. Stage 6, very simple. Now you wash hand because you're about to eat a motzi. So you're washing your hand. Every time when you wash hand, there is, of course, 1,000 kavanot, 1,000 meditation. But the minimum kavanah, they're not a big one. Just as simple is to remove any type of lost money for the next year. So you're not going to lose money anymore. And then you do Netilat Yadayim. Always you take the cup, if you have this cup with the right hand, you give it to the left, and then you do 1, 2 on the right, and 1, 2 on the left. But always pick the cup on the right, and then give it to the left. Okay, don't forget this. And then you do a blessing. Then you do what we call a motzi, like you say, this is stage number 7, a motzi, like you say, a motzi lechem la'aretz. And then only tonight, only in the Seder, stage number 8 called matzah. Matzah. Lachilat matzah. Now, remember, till now we played this all Passover with wine. Now the matzah come. What did I say before? So the way you do a motzi, I should answer that too. Remember, there is a small part from the middle matzah, and there is a complete matzah on the top. So you take the complete matzah and the small part, and you do a motzi on that. Wine giving you ima, giving you bina. The matzah give you all new system of chokhmah. So now when you eat the matzah, you connect the chokhmah, you connect to bina, you connect to freedom. Now you have it all together. You don't touch the vav, the big part that you wrapped in napkin. Versteh? Now the bottom matzah, you take a piece for that for the korech. So enjoy this matzah, eat it slowly, chew it, you know, it's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Those of you who want it to be more tasty, you know, put it in the oven just before Passover. Let it sit a little bit, don't burn it. And let the moisture go away so the matzah will be fresh and amazing and taste great again. It brings amazing taste. I just want you to enjoy Passover because the mitzvah is not just to do it, it's to have fun while you're doing it. All right. So now you eat the matzah, you enjoy. Don't need the dinner yet. Please, you eat a matzah. And don't zip on the wine. The wine is only for a blessing. I will tell you when there is a time to zip on the wine, not now. All right. The next stage is stage 9, called maror. What is maror? It's vegetables. How does it look like? It looks like almost like radish, white radish, and it's basically, it's called horseradish. Okay, it tastes like the green stuff that they put in a Japanese restaurant, wasabi, and so it's spicy. So the Talmud in the section of Psachim and the Zohar and the Ari write that you're supposed to chew on it. And if you swallow it without chewing enough, you have to do it again. We need to explain why and how to do it. So physically, you take a lettuce, okay, a Roman lettuce, you put about, if you want to do it right, it's smaller than a ping pong table, the amount, okay? And you put it into the lettuce, you roll it, you touch the something called charoset. Those of you who don't know what charoset is something that is made with 3 herbs and 7 fruit. It's one of the things you put on the plate. So basically, why are you touching the maror with the charoset? Because maror stands for death. Death. It's basically death. That's what maror is. And when you touch the charoset, within the word charoset, you have chas. Chas. Chas means life. And the word root, it somehow connects to all the name Adonai, which is represent the end or death or negativity. So charoset is a combination of life that come into death, meaning removing death away from us. Who doesn't need to do it right now? So you take the maror, you don't dip it deep in the charoset, you just touch the charoset, and you meditate in this point while you're chewing it slowly, that physically you gotta chew it until it becomes sweet. Spiritually, you want to remove death from your mind, death of your body, of your soul, death of your money, death of your relationship, death of things around you, death of your true believing in the Creator. Those type of death has to be removed. Those of you who have kids, you can tell them death of your fear. When you're chewing it, you're chewing the fear. So you have to tell them that whatever that bothers them, they can actually overcome it that night with the maror. So that's why the maror is actually a very important part, but you're not meant to suffer on doing the holiday. So you're gonna have fun while you're doing it. If you suffer, don't do it. You gotta do it with happiness. So you gotta chew and enjoy. So one year somebody work on jealousy, 1 year on anger, 1 year I'm too cheap, 1 year I'm not trusting my teacher, all kind of things that you want to work on. Good. Then we do something similar, but this time we say korech. So that's stage 10. You take a matzah, piece of matzah. Which matzah? You should ask which matzah. The bottom one. Remember, we have the first, we have the second, we have the third. By the way, I didn't tell you which matzah you do a motzi on. You should ask me that. And you take a piece, you take a lettuce, you take about spoon of charoset, spoon of maror, and you make it look like a sandwich. Because Hillel used to do it. And what is Hillel? Hillel is all chasadim. Hillel was a man that just represent mercy. So we want to connect to mercy at that night. And we eat it, it's tasty, like unbelievable. You don't have to chew on the maror there, you're supposed to enjoy. The charoset is sweet, the maror is a little bit bitter, the matzah is crunchy, the lettuce is crunchy, refreshing. You're gonna have a blast, you're gonna have a great time. Anyway, stage 11, by this time everybody's waiting. If you do it right, that's supposed to take you about 1 hour and a half. If you do it with a lot of meditation, it will take you 2 hours to get here. It's called Shulchan Orech. Shulchan Orech is the part which means it's a table ready to be eaten. Here you have the Suda. Here you're doing basically the enjoy the meal. Okay? Here you enjoy the meal. And when you enjoy the meal, you allowed to drink wine that is not from part of the 4 cup. You're supposed to eat, enjoy, eat a lot. It's a mitzvah, it's great, celebrate, share a story if you want. And when you are full after dessert, after everything, then remember this little matzah that was wrapped in the napkin, is the Vav, the Messiah. This matzah has to be eaten when you're not hungry, when you're satiated. You can eat after this, you can do nothing after that. This is called stage 12. It's called tzafun. Tzafun means hidden. Why? Because the whole concept of tzafun is to give you the idea of connecting to the Messiah. After tzafun, you have barech, which is stage 13. You do birkat hamazon. You just do the blessing after the food is appreciation for the food that we have, that we had. And in the end of that blessing, you do the third cup. You do the third cup. I need to teach you between the third cup and the fourth cup, you can't drink anything or eat anything. Why? Because there is basically 4 stages that happen with a cup. The first cup is Chokhmah, the second cup is Bina, and the last 2 cups is Chasadim of that and Gvorot of that. You don't have to memorize that. It's just, you need to know it's 4 stages, okay? So you can separate between the third and the fourth. So the blessing over the wine, after you do Birkat Hamazon, and then you invite Eliyahu Hanavi. You invite Elisha the prophet. If you are cheap, don't put a big cup of wine for Eliyahu Hanavi, because some people get angry that they pour so much good wine into the cup and they never show up. They're asking me, what do I do with this wine? I say, if he's not drinking it, I'm not drinking it. Zat Hashem. Because we have 2 days of Pesach, you gotta keep it for 2 days. You're allowed to keep the same cup. The idea of Eliyahu Hanavi, why Eliyahu Hanavi? Why? Why Eliyahu Hanavi? Eliyahu Hanavi is coming in a time when you're getting free energy. You're getting energy that you absolutely don't deserve. When is it? Brit Milah. What happened in Brit Milah when you're doing circumcision to your son, 8 days old? What happened? You're getting energy like you're fasting for 40 days. What did you do for that? Give birth? What is the rest of the people in the room did? What? Written that everybody who go into Brit, all the negativity go away on the spot. Who is there to protect you? That they will not look at your negative file. Eliyahu Hanavi, Elisha the prophet. Same one who come to Pesach and people look at the file and say, how dare those people enjoy such an energy? The energy you receive in Passover is the same energy in Garden of Eden. It's the same energy the angel is receiving from the divine. Same. You are receiving it at that night. What, for a few matzah and wine and some fruit? What is that? What did you do for that? Nothing. That's why you're going to invite Eliyahu. And you say, Eliyahu Hanavi, Elisha the prophet, we know and I know I don't deserve what just happened now. Do me a favor, Eliyahu, even I don't deserve, please come and let me have this energy for the whole year. That's what we're asking for. Now think about it. When you pour the wine for Eliyahu, you are begging him to come. Because you know if he's coming, you can cut this deal. You can cut this deal. For that reason, a lot of Sephardic people in the old tradition is to leave the 2 doors open. Make sure all the doors are open for every side to make sure he's welcome. This year, I don't know what people are going to do. Eliyahu Hanavi will come in and they will ask you, is it the first time you're coming in? Are you really Eliyahu? You've been in somebody else's house? Where is your mask and glove? You know, so it might be a little issue. But Be'ezrat Hashem, that all of us will be zocheh for Eliyahu Hanavi, Elijah the prophet, to come to your house and grant your wish, what you're wishing for yourself, what you're wishing for the world. That's why we're inviting Eliyahu after everything. Alel, 14. Stage 14. What is Alel? Basically, is mostly paragraph from the King David book, Psalm, and in King David Tehillim is basically a beautiful, beautiful, if you know how to sing it or if you don't know how to sing it, even saying it in English, it's just a beautiful thing to do right after. Then we continue and we're singing a long Alel and Nishmat Kol Chai. It's beautiful, just beautiful. But don't forget that we still have 1 cup of wine to go. So after we sing the Hallel, we're getting to the last cup of wine, which is Gvorot of Chasad, Gvorot of that, if you know what it means. So basically, what do you do here? You remove the impure system from your life by drinking this wine. So you have to meditate. You can sip on the wine. Every wine that you drink, every time you drink the wine, it has to be with a shot right away. So you gotta hold the wine and you say, where in my life I want to remove negativity? Where? And you hold this wine and you look at the wine with your two eyes, because we know that wine in Gematria is 70. Your two eyes is 2. 72 name right happen when you look at the wine. That's why you look at the wine. The cup, Elohim, judgment, silver cup, giving. You turn the cup in your mind from judgment into mercy. Those of you who know Elohim, Achdatam, you hold it and then you meditate. This is the last cup. This is Malchut. This is the bottom line. Now I remove all my negativity. Demand it. Don't ask it. They're waiting for your demand. They're waiting for you to take charge. Those angels are there to serve you. Ask them. Demand them. Say, this year, better than last year. And then you say one word, stage 15. And you say, Nirtza. With the no, cha, What do you do? What's your meditation? Your meditation is whatever the year before that was. Because we know, according to the Torah, you count between Nisan to Nisan. Between Aries to Aries, that's 1 year. But there is a different counting that starts from Libra, Rosh Hashanah. So you ask in Nirtzah that the year now, the year that is coming, will be much greater than the year before. And you sing any song that you want to sing. You sing Adiru, you sing Chad Gadia, if you know the song. You think Chad Ani Yodea. The main thing, my friend, and I want to explain to you, and I would think we did well in 45 minutes. We did it all. That's the entire Pesach. That's the entire Agada. That's the entire 4 cup of wine. That's the entire instrument you need to use. Everything is there. You need more details? Go to vitaltransformation.org and look for my Passover explanation from 1 year ago and 2 years ago. Everything is there. Katnut, Gadlut, everything. To the details.